This is turned into the shopping experience from hell.
Right, someone's staring at me.
Did you say pizza?
Clamped onto Sammy's underneath. Poor old Sammy didn't know what to do. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what just happened when I went back in the shop to pay for the goods with cash.
Hi, I'm Daz and she's Bee, and we're on a 12-week road trip around France with our boys and our greyhound Sammy. Join us as we explore the history, beauty and fun we can squeeze in while getting to grips with the challenges of working and home educating on the road as a family in France, living a life less ordinary as we escape in the motorhome.
We were to go from Beziers to Palavas near Montpellier to enjoy a relaxing few days on a family campsite in order to celebrate one of our son's birthdays. But first, let's go back in time to that Beziers motorhome air. Well, this is a very nice air de stationnement just outside of Beziers. It's just vomited about 17 tickets at me. So for us to stay here tonight, it's just over €11, but we've chosen to go for no electricity and no extra water. But apparently, according to the sign there, you get 100 litres of water with your stay anyway. So €11 overnight, that's pretty good.
Well, another late arrival last night into Beziers and our camping here. It's fairly new actually, it's only a couple of years old. We skipped on electricity and water and I think it was something about €11. I'm sure B will fill us in. Well, it's just gone 8 and me and Sammy are just on our way into Beziers. And here we are passing the Canal de Midi. This is an amazing man-made structure we learnt about a couple of years ago. Might have been Louis XIV. He's decided that he would open a trade route from one side of France, the Atlantic coast, to the Mediterranean. So it follows the Garonne River all the way down to Toulouse, and then from Toulouse all the way down past here Beziers to the sea. Something that looks like it's crying out for an English paddleboarder. Well, sadly that's mission aborted on Beziers. 20 minutes into the walk, Sammy decided that going under the railway bridge was too scary, produced an almighty plopper, and decided he'd only go backwards and not forwards. So another time, hey Beziers. For now, let's see if we can go for a nice little stroll down the Canal de Midi, or even where this park up is. We've got the Canal de Midi on one side, and we've actually got the Orbe River on the other side. So either will do me. Well, while Sammy checks out some of the calling cards around here from other dogs, we found the river, and there's the river, and you can see the little white cubes of the campsite just over there, the air. So you're a stone's throw from the Canal de Midi and the Orbe River. Now there's quite a lot of sort of bluey green stuff in this river, algae, and there is some poisonous types, so I've got to be careful, especially if it's been really warm. So there might not be so many accessible places into this river, but the canal looked pretty clean and I saw some steps going down to it, so that might find itself an Englishman on it later on. Right, someone's staring at me. Well, that was weird but fun at the same time. The man who saw me talking came over, turned out he spoke pretty good English. He'd been living in America for a while, had all sorts of stuff to say. Not sure how much of it was relevant or how much was lost in translation, but interesting character. Not quite sure where he's staying. He seems to be by the river. He wants to leave Europe and go somewhere else, travelling again. Well, good luck to him.
The tree-lined streets, they're quintessentially French, aren't they? And I've been admiring the London plane trees as I've been travelling around France so far over the last 6 weeks. But apparently there's some controversy with these trees because they caused so many fatalities with drivers ploughing into them. And some people say that they should be taken away, whereas there is a counter argument that says actually they provide a kind of marker, they help you check your speed, and they help you check where the curves are in the road. But obviously if they weren't there, if you were to veer off the road, then you wouldn't be absolutely pulverised by a tree. So there's two sides to the argument, but it's most unlike our country. We don't often see a tree-lined street, and when we do, it's an absolute joy. So I can see both sides of the argument, but I do love the trees. And they're a bit of a hybrid between two different trees. I read again this morning that it was Napoleon that ordered them to be in place to create some shade. I've had nicer walks to the bakery. Well, Beziers is busier than anywhere else we've been on this trip, and it's modern and it's bustling and it feels like Southampton with sunshine. I think like a lot of the big superstores and out of town places that we've come to, you have to go into the shopping centre first to access the supermarché. Aha! Literally dying. My hands are sore from carrying liquids and apples. But I've just spotted that this is actually a restaurant. There we go. Back at Beziers motorhome air. Blissful serenity after the craziness of Beziers town.
We took the kids down to both the Canal de Midi and the river. Neither really were accessible for swimming or for paddleboarding. We took the path along the river as far as it would go. We couldn't access it there, too high a bank really. But actually it turns out, looking around, there was some tent debris and blanket debris. We got to the end and there was a hammock with a plastic chair outside and some other stuff. So maybe about 4 or 5 tents along here. It looked like fishing, like people who like to go fishing and camp out, you know, they're going to be there all day. However, on the outskirts of a big city like Beziers, I've got a feeling it's people who are a lot less fortunate than us. So I feel very grateful to be able to have a motorhome and a place for my kids and a place for us to travel. So on that note, it's off to the campsite. What's that mean?
I think it means hot.
Oh.
It's like a northern expression. Arrived at the campsite near Montpellier, and I've just been asked to go and get Sammy's paperwork. Let's just hope that it's all in order. I think it should be. It's everything that we're supposed to have, but after Puy de Fou and not having his kennel cough vaccination, I panicked that it's not enough. All okay, just being photocopied. Coming! He can't come in, Sam. Sam, it's a bit too hot for you, isn't it? C'est bon. Yeah.
Here's the campsite we're on, and through an access gate there's a beautiful little walk for a very hot dog. Well, thank you for that, Sammy. By what they describe as a dyke. Again, it's crying out for an English paddleboarder. If only there was one around here. Now, if we didn't have a motorhome, my second choice would be one of these cool little raised tent castle things. So it appears you can swim in this dike. Anyways, the sun goes down and the shadows grow longer. We get a little break from the beating sun in these shadows of the trees, don't we, mister? I just forgot, Sammy likes walking in straight lines and rarely ever turns around. And I can't turn this into a loop. Oh, Sammy. And I know we're buying food in tonight, what a treat. Please, Sammy. Let's go back this way.
Did you say pizza?
Yes, a pizza. Come on then. Come on then. Yes.
Just making ourselves at home in our little space. It's very nice. Actually got an assortment of different trees. You might even be able to get the hammock up over it. We've noticed there's a very long washing line up there. That's not ours. But we set up our own too. But I am going to have to do a little bit of a litter pick and a recycling pick around our site. It's one of the problems with holidaying with lots and lots of other people, and we have been spoilt by being in love with little clean, pristine villages. Now we're having to contend with lots and lots of rubbish. As is tradition with every campsite we arrive on, the boys got themselves ready for swimming. There's Sammy guarding the premises. What's your favourite thing about a French campsite, Daz?
Getting to where these little short, my favourite, shorts. Oi. Right.
Look at that tiny bum.
I don't know how to react to that. Thank you very much.
Well, there isn't a glamorous side to motorhoming. There just isn't. I can't jazz it up anymore. So, there's wash day for you. Actually, there's some serious admin going on today because it's the day before our soon-to-be 11-year-old's birthday. So I've just sat and booked a little experience for them. They're going to be tubing down the Lurg, and they're going to be doing some jumping off cliffs and doing a little bit of whitewater tubing. And that is just the three of them. So that's something to look forward to. I think the boys are also this afternoon going to cycle into Montpellier because Daz has got to pick up 11-year-old's birthday present, which is sat in a Amazon lockbox somewhere in the city. But little did I know that my little bicycle trip into the village of Lat would turn out to be quite eventful. Okay, I don't know whether I've drawn the short straw or not. So my short straw was taking the bike to the nearest supermarket to get a special breakfast for birthday boy tomorrow. Better make sure I don't get much shopping. I don't fancy my chances coming down that slope gracefully with a bag of shopping on my back. It's really windy, but I'm lost and I've got no data. I'm wondering if my maps will work anyway. I see where I went wrong. It found me on maps even though I have no data. I went right a bit too early. I need to stay on the main road. I think I can weave through. I finally found the supermarket next to King Jacques d'Aragon's impressive statue. Born in the region in 1208, he was a democratic monarch who symbolises unity in all of the Catalan and Occitan countries. Time to lock this old thing up. Hang on, there's no lock here. I thought I heard something slide off when I was looking at that picture of the king. I bet the bike lock's over there by the roundabout. I better go and check. King, I hope you've been watching over my bike lock. I didn't spot it fall. And this bike lock is vintage. If I've lost this, I'm in trouble. I see it. There it is. Thank goodness. Vintage bike lock saved. I walked into the supermarket blissfully unaware of the nightmare that was about to unfold. The queue seemed oddly long and everyone looked a bit confused, and there were some unusual discussions going on at the tills. It seemed as though a lot of cards were being declined and I started to doubt I'd be able to buy my shopping. Well, there was a massive problem with their card system today. Loads of cards being declined, some cards are being accepted. Even though I know I've got plenty of euros in mine was declined in front of so many people, and I had to unpack my rucksack. And now I've got to go over to the machine over here, and I've got a horrible feeling it's going to charge me a fortune. This is turned into the shopping experience from hell. I might just end up leaving empty-handed. Are you going to charge me a horrible fortune for my shopping? And it won't let me in. I do not know what to do. Oh, there's a Credit Agricole over there. Now I know they do charge a fortune, but let's see if that will work for me. I bet you're going to charge me a fortune. Well, no, €6. Hilarious! 6 whole euros. I'm giving my card back. Oh, thank you, CIC. I was about to give up on my shopping, having had to empty my entire rucksack in front of a whole store full of people because for whatever reason their card system was failing. I tried 2 banks, and of course, as always, Credit Agricole charged me €6, so I gave up on them. And now I've managed to get 40 euros out from the 3rd bank that I tried. And I thought I'd just wander down here to see if there was another supermarket. I'm just hoping they haven't put away my shopping. Oh, the embarrassment. And all in a pink cycle helmet. I mean, how uncool can you get? Back to Carrefour. Still looks like bedlam in there. Okay, I just paid for my shopping. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what just happened when I went back in the shop to pay for the goods with cash. She took my shopping and she took out a baguette that I bought, and on the end of the baguette was this bracelet. And I looked at it in confusion because I was thinking, that is my bracelet I got Daz for to replace one that he'd lost with all the children's names on. I can only presume that it was at the bottom of his bag, and that the baguette, when I put the shopping in the first time, was gripped by this bracelet and then was left in the shop. And I almost gave up on it, and I almost went home. I almost said, it's not worth it if I can't get any cash out for some reason, when I saw that third cash point. And thank goodness I did, because I got the bracelet. That could have been left in this shop. Wow, got back to the campsite, tried to calm down, decided to take Sammy for a little walk because Phoenix wants to go and film the pools. Little French bulldog has just run from his caravan all the way up and just clamped onto Sammy's underneath. Poor old Sammy didn't know what to do. I think he's okay, but I have to check him when we get back. And of course, he didn't react. He just yelped. Poor little thing. After an eventful few hours, it was time to relax by the pool. Relax in inverted commas. This is just the cutest little pool I have ever seen on any campsite. Oh, if my little ones were still little, it's adorable. So we've tried out the fun pools, we've just had a drink, some ice creams, and now we're going somewhere a little calmer because that place was mad. And there's only so many water slides I can tolerate. The kids and Daz, of course, they hadn't had enough of water slides. Daz is the eternal child. And maybe after 7 years or so underground, this cicada was making his ascent to the top of the tree to find a mate. The rest of the evening was spent getting ready for the birthday boy, who graciously went to bed early so that we could prepare.
Well, that's all for this video, a real mix of problems and luck. Let's hope the birthday is a little less stressful. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or tell us about your motorhoming experiences, good or bad, in the comments below. Until our next escape, thanks for watching.